Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. Danganronpa. It is time for what is almost certainly going to be the weirdest, most shrouded in mystery class trial we've got. Someone is dead. It is either Kyoko or the mystery 16th student. And it's likely, but not guaranteed, that whichever one it is was killed by the other. But that's where I think the swerve is going to come in. I think the swerve is going to be that the dead body is the 16th mystery student, but that one of these people did it. That's the swerve I'm suspecting. But we'll again, I've got nothing. Let's see. Where the heck have you two been? You just disappeared without a word. We were investigating, of course. How could you not figure that out by this point? Mukoto's ranked high enough for you two guys to go up together, just the two of you? What are you, jealous? Or are you making up some kind of creepy fantasy for yourself? What? Just stop talking and brace yourselves. We'll be here any second. Any second. He could show up at any time. When I imagined that what was about to happen, I immediately tensed up and prepared myself. But we stood there for a full 5 minutes waiting for something to happen. Then 5 became 10.
Why?
What's going on here? Why hasn't Monokuma shown up yet?
Could it be?
Maybe he died again? What should we do? Should we keep waiting here or what?
What?
Jesus. Yo ho, did I scare ya?
Come on.
I demand an explanation. Why did you waste my time and make me wait like that? What? I made you wait? You got it all backwards. You're the ones making me wait, huh?
In other words,
I'm waiting for everyone to arrive. We can't start till everyone's here, now can we? What are you talking about? Everyone is here. We've all been waiting for you. Woohoo, sorry, but you're wrong. I've been waiting 10 minutes now, so it's okay if I punish the one making us all wait, right? If we agree it's a violation, I'll arrange a punishment right now. If it's me you're waiting for, then here I am. It's Kyoko! Please, please!
Hey.
Kyoko! She's still alive, baby! I'm here, no rules have been broken. Kyoko! Kyoko, you're still alive? No, that's a ghost. Stop talking. If you want to fight, do it at the class trial. You need to save some fun for me later, right?
What?
But it's okay, there's no particular penalty for being late.
is that right?
I made it here just fine. What school regulation did I violate? Am I wrong? You're so selfish, so spoiled. You're right, there's no penalty officially, but I bet you'll be sorry later. No, I'll make sure you're sorry later. Anyway, hustle your butts onto the elevator. I'll be just one step ahead of you. Feels like a good time for a sippy. We all rushed over to Kyoko. Kyoko! So you really didn't die?
Indeed.
Of course I didn't die. Thank God, I'm so glad you're okay. Perhaps that's not necessarily a good thing for us, huh? He's right, now we gotta deal with the ghost. Told you to stop talking.
Let's go.
Come on, let's just go. Whatever we need to discuss, we can do during the trial. Without ever looking directly at Kyoko, Byakugan stepped into the elevator. Master, wait for me. Good call. Who knows what might happen to us if we take too long.
But
I'll be happy when this trial's all over. One after another, everyone piled into the elevator. Sorry, that phone was ringing. But I couldn't help myself. I had to talk to Kyoko before the trial started. Aha! Listen, before we get started, I have to ask you. Where have you been this whole time? You used that key of yours to go somewhere, didn't you? So, I wanted to investigate the second floor of dorms. Second floor?
that's right.
There aren't any monitors or cameras there, so I was able to avoid Monokuma completely. Of course, I also missed his announcement because of that. I had no idea a body had been discovered. Then, when did you find out?
So,
Just now, I finished my search, came back down just in time to hear the class trial announcement. I took some time to come over to go over the crime scene. I can't go to a trial completely uninformed, can I? So that's why you were late.
however,
I'm sorry I kept you all waiting. But if you were on the second floor of the dorms, then that's what the key you found goes to?
wrong.
Actually, to be precise,
In
not
other
quite. I
words-
used Monokuma's secret tool, which can open any lock in the school. What? Yogo's account and added to the truth handbooks.
Just a second.
Hey, what are you two doing? Hurry up before we get in trouble with Monokuma.
Makoto.
We can go over all the details after we get through the trial, okay, Makoto? Right now, I want to focus on surviving our current situation. But this is probably the single most crucial moment so far for me. For her? Strange way to put it. Last trial is important for everyone, right? So why would this you say it's crucial for her?
Goodbye.
Well, that's all. Seemingly unconcerned, Kyoko made her way to the elevator. I'm just overthinking what she said, right? Here we go. Being the last one left, I stepped into the elevator. And the door slid shut. This time, the clunking was loud enough to hurt my ears, and the dread began to consume me once again. I can't imagine ever getting used to the mental pressure that comes with preparing for an execution. In that dusky darkness, nobody said a word. We just stood there silent and still. After an immeasurable period of time, the doors opened without warning. A dazzling light penetrated every depth of my eyes, but it wasn't the illuminating light of hope. It was Monokuma. It was the blinding light of despair.
I can't wait! I can't
I've been waiting for this. I feel like it's been forever since we got together like this. The time for pointless jokes and jabs is past. Let's get on with the show. Bro, this room looks wild. And so the curtain opened for the 5th time. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, deadly riddle, deadly defense, a deadly faith, a deadly clash trial. We're not gonna talk about the fact that this room is like wild looking now. It didn't always look like this, right? Yeah, look, there's literally a picture of what it looked like different of what it looked like before. Yeah, give me whatever this does. Increase the influence gauge by 5. I'll take it. I don't think I have any other ones unlocked. Oh. Yeah, send it. Clash trial, all rise. We're just really not talking about this. This place looks pink.
So, your votes will determine the results.
Okay.
If you can figure out who done it,
Yeah.
then I'll punish everyone.
Yes.
Okay, well.
Well then, let's discuss the specifics of the victim.
Let's do it. Oh, look, Shahiro's shorter than the other ones. That's fine, I never noticed.
First, we need to clarify who exactly the unidentified victim is.
It's Kyoko. There's no other
Dude,
explanation.
Kyoko's here.
Kyoko's standing right there.
No, that's a ghost.
I hope he's right. That'd be wild.
But
She has
legs and stuff.
everyone knows ghosts don't have legs. Never. 100% of the time.
Well, that's just because she's like the latest evolution in ghost technology.
I had not considered
There's
Ghost
a limit to how much
2.0s.
ridiculousness I can tolerate.
Honestly, I'm with you on that one, Bakugan.
Okay. So I just have to prove that the corpse isn't Kyoko, right? Then let's compare Kyoko's traits to the traits of the dead body.
Kyoko is breathing.
Her traits?
Yeah, Kyoko is like hot. the gloves though.
Done.
Yeah.
I'm talking about her gloves. They'll give us some insight into the mystery. I'm sure of it.
In that case, I think it would be helpful if someone explained why she actually wears those gloves.
Go ahead, someone.
And would you happen to know the answer?
In fact, Monokuma told me. Apparently you have scars on your hands you don't want anyone to see.
Gasp.
Oh, you know, now that I think about it, the corpse wasn't wearing any gloves, right?
They were not.
Probably just got burnt up in the explosion. I'm not convinced. The ghost is just trying to fool
The
us
clothes under the bomb were still kinda on. You think the gloves just got evaporated? What do I have to make Kyoko take her gloves? I don't really want to make her take her gloves off. Tattoo on right hand, exploded body, analysis, fake nails. I'm not 100% which one of those we're using.
Kyoko there is just a ghost.
Impossible.
Okay, then prove it. Prove she's not a ghost.
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion.
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves. Because that corpse is absolutely Kyoko.
This entire discussion is
Alright, so we're going with the fake nails. Proves they were not wearing gloves. That's at least what I'm thinking.
Okay, then prove
The dead body
they got burnt up.
Then she was wearing gloves.
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves.
There we go.
No, that's wrong.
I hate that we have to use the silencer now. Obviously the game should be getting harder, but like, yikes.
There's no way the corpse was wearing gloves. Whoever it was, they were wearing fake nails, remember?
Mm-hmm.
I imagine trying to wear gloves over nails like that would have been a pretty big pain.
Probably.
Besides, Kyoko wears gloves to hide her hands, right? It'd be pretty weird for someone who's self-conscious about their hands to wear fake nails, don't you think?
Probably.
Jeez, man, you don't know women, huh? They're complicated like that.
Bro, I hate to just throw this at you right now. How are you still here, man? Like, of all the characters to make it this far, wouldn't have guessed you.
Anyone doesn't know women, it's you.
Bada boom!
Well, Kyoko, any thoughts?
These gloves were custom made to the size of my hands to make sure they don't interfere with my daily life.
That's cool.
If I wore fake nails, the gloves wouldn't fit properly.
Then that's that. The dead body.
She has
doesn't
amnesia,
belong
but
to
she remembers
Kyoko.
that she has custom tailored gloves.
Which should have been obvious since she's standing right here.
Okay, so then, who's the real victim? First, we need to
It's so
figure that out.
stupid.
That's the first thing I said. You're the one who's been
Honestly,
dragging us around in
man,
circles.
Outside of like Eat the Rich, Byakuya is pretty great. Like, he sucked in the beginning when he was being a bad guy, but like team leader Byakuya is being like, I hate everyone. Very relatable. For anything, we have to identify the victim. Everything starts from there. All right. Make my argument. Sprinklers, exploded body analysis, tattoo on right hand. This feels like a tattoo on right hand, sorta.
Kyoko really is still alive.
Cool.
Then who died?
There's gotta be some way to figure it out. I don't think so. The face was scorched
All right.
beyond recognition. And there wasn't any description in the Monokuma file.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if we can't identify the body...
Oh
There's
my
nothing
god, it
else we can
spun.
do, right?
It spun perfectly. I can't even be mad.
If Kyoko really is.
Then who died? There's gotta be I don't think so. The face was... And there wasn't any description in the Monokuma file.
Well, if we can't identify the...
All right, there it is.
There was one clue left behind that we can use to identify the body.
And what would that be? Myself.
What? For real?
Yeah, man, she had the Thor Ragnarok tattoo.
Ryan, you'll die a cruel and unusual death.
Toka, you also suck.
Cruel and unusual death. This I gotta see.
She's just being stupid. Ignore them, Makoto. Tell us what you're talking about.
I will tell you what I am talking
The
about.
key to figuring out who it was is the tattoo on the back of her hand.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. The design's pretty strange, huh? Is this a dog?
It's a dog.
Her master must have made her get it. To be like, you're my bitch.
Seriously?
Jeez
You really did
Louise.
something that humiliating?
No.
That's what all
not
dog
it.
tattoos mean.
The identity of the victim is hidden within that tattoo.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. If you compare that to the other information we have, the victim identified should become clear. Yeah, man, it's freaking. I think that profile. I just want to double check. Yeah, it's the profile.
I got it! The Fenrir Mercenary Corps. That's the name of the military group Mukuro
Fenrir.
Kusaba belonged to.
Okay, so
To show that they're a member of the team, each soldier that joins the squad would get a tattoo representing Fenrir somewhere on their body.
Mm-hmm.
Fenrir?
The image that represents Fenrir is puppy. Oh, Hangman's Gambit to spell the word puppy. Wolf. It's wolf. Okay, it's not puppy. Bro, I should be speedrunning this game. That was nuts.
Now I understand.
Complete.
The representation of Fenrir is a wolf.
There it is.
Fenrir, the wolf of Ragnarok. It's from Norse mythology. A huge, world-ending wolf beast.
Very cool.
He's the child of the trickster god Loki, and a female giant.
They didn't cover that in Thor Ragnarok.
man, after all this time, we finally got a glimpse of the literary all-star.
A wolf tattoo.
And that
Exactly.
means
The body we found had a tattoo of a wolf, which means that person must have once belonged to Fenrir.
uh-huh.
So it must have been Mukuro.
Uh-huh.
What?
Hold on. Isn't she the one that was behind this whole thing?
Clearly not.
You sound surprised, but you're absolutely right. Yes, indeed. The trial this time is to solve the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba.
Okay, so that's confirmed.
Are you saying the mastermind is dead? And now we have to have a cool-ass trial?
No. It means we were wrong in thinking that Mukuro was the mastermind at all.
Uh-huh.
But I mean, being the ultimate despair seems like a pretty mastermindy title to me.
She's the ultimate soldier, actually.
Maybe we shouldn't have been thinking of her as the ultimate despair in the first place.
Oh, do I get to be right?
After all, looking at her profile, I didn't see anything that would fit such a description. All it said was that she was the ultimate soldier.
Mm-hmm.
If I remember correctly, that other information came from
Kyoko.
Kyoko. That's what you told Makoto, right?
So that means Kyoko got it wrong?
Kyoko doesn't get stuff wrong. What's up, girl?
Who was she? Who was Mukuro Ikusaba? She's been gone this whole time? And when she finally turns up, she gets killed.
Usually when there's a scene where an important character dies, it has a lot more detail.
Yeah, well, sadly, you didn't write this.
So you're saying she wasn't an important character? Which would mean she was the same as us. Just another participant.
Then who's the real mastermind?
We don't know. That's not what this trial's about.
The Hope's Peak Academy headmaster, after all.
No, the headmaster has nothing to do with it.
But how can we trust that? We already know your information about Mukuro was wrong.
My information was not wrong.
Uh-oh.
Okay. We're in the middle of a trial right now. Figuring out who killed Mukuro is first and foremost. Please limit all future prattle, chatter, and chit-chat as much as possible.
Okay.
Fine. Uncovering the identity of the mastermind will have to wait. But remember this. No matter what happens, we will find out who you really are. I stake my family name on it.
Ooh, you're putting the Tamagotchi down on the
I have
table.
officially decided to completely ignore all such attempts at provocation.
Ignored.
Now then, just so nobody's confused, let me state this one more time for the record.
Go ahead.
The reason we're having a class trial is because a murder among the students has taken place.
Okay.
Hammer that point straight into your big old brains.
What
Roger.
you're saying is that both the victim and the culprit are part of the student body?
Then one of us killed Mukuro?
Okay.
Wait, no. There's a chance that there's some mystery 17th person who's been hiding all along.
Nope. There are only 16 students in total that have been taking part in these events.
Wham.
Seriously? Then one of us killed Mukuro?
Looks like it.
Who did it? Who's the killer this time?
I'm trying to figure out how it's one of those four, but like it might actually just be Kyoko. It could have been me. I don't know.
Get a hold of yourself. We've already narrowed down the list of possible suspects.
Huh?
I'm sure you realize who I'm talking about, right, Makoto? Who the evidence points to?
Based on what we know, there can only be two suspects. Makoto and Kyoko.
I got it! You've narrowed it down to Kyoko and me, right?
Why do you say that?
Allow me to explain.
Go ahead, explain.
Just after nighttime last night, I went to the garden, so I can confirm that at that point, there was no dead body there. So, the murder must have taken place after I left the garden.
Okay.
However, Hiro, Toko, Hina, and I were in the gym the entire time.
The gym?
That's right. The four of us were there trying to dismantle Monokuma.
Okay.
The whole time, we were very careful not to go anywhere alone. We even went to the bathroom in pairs. All of which is to say, the four of us all have alibis. The only ones without alibis
Are me and Makoto. That's why you're able to narrow down the list of suspects.
Exactly so.
The only suspects right now are me and Kyoko. Dang it, I can't let this stand, so I have to clear my name.
I have something I'd like to say regarding the whole alibi thing.
I was sick.
Are you thinking of raising an objection?
Well, before that, I just want to try and get a better idea of what time the murder took place.
Sure.
Doing that might reveal some kind of clue.
Whatever you want. Somebody go ahead and help him out.
Let's do it.
Me and Byakuya can both confirm that the body wasn't in the garden at, well, it was after nighttime for sure. I'd say it must have been around 10 o'clock.
Okay.
So the murder must have happened after 10 p.m.
Okay.
Then I guess we can say the time frame for the murder was between then and when we found the body?
Which was at
Oh,
9?
What time did we find the body?
The one
9.
who saw the body first was Toko, right?
It was 9.
I got it! The body must have been discovered at 9 a.m., since that's when Toko went to get the pickaxe.
Okay. Yep, here's them saying it was 9 o'clock.
He's right. It had to be around then.
So we have an 11-hour
So we can be
window for
totally
murder.
Sure the murder happened sometime between 10 at night and 9 in the morning.
For me, I was already asleep before nighttime hit, so I don't have an alibi after 10 o'clock. But I'm sure I met up with everyone else before 9 this morning.
Okay.
We ran into each other in the dining hall, right? That was around... Oh, yeah! Right around 7:30.
Mm-hmm.
I remember checking right before I went in, so I'm totally sure about it.
Okay.
Which means from 10 p.m. to 7:30 a.m.
But because the bottom, the legs weren't wet, so I'm clean. All right, if I can't prove an alibi for that period, then I have to prove the murder didn't happen during a time I don't have an alibi. Then I have to make clear when the body ended up in the garden. Let's do it. Sprinklers, baby. Sprinklers, baby.
For the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yep. And Mukuro doesn't have an alibi for most of that.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
That's more than enough time to commit murder. So Mukuro, if you have any objections now...
All right, so when she says 7:30, I'm slapping the old sprinkler button down hard.
It took place somewhere between 9 o'clock. Yep. And
Yeah, from to 7:30.
Blam! Excuse me?
shoot.
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night.
Understood.
No, that's wrong.
My bad, did it backwards.
Actually, the murder couldn't have happened anywhere near 10 o'clock. It had to have taken place way later.
And what makes you say that?
Because of the sprinklers in the garden.
Yeah.
The sprinklers are set to go off right at 7:30 every morning, right?
Correct.
So if the body had been in the garden before 7:30, then it should have been completely soaked.
Oh, hold on. I remember this part
Ooh.
perfectly.
Thank God I got this water here, man. That was a big cough.
The body was wet. Dripping wet, in fact.
Sorry, Toko, but you're wrong.
She's not wrong. It's not the whole body.
How? Are you saying only the mouth down south was wet?
Can
How
you?
dare
Can you not?
say such
Can you
indecent
not
words?
open your mouth ever?
I'm saying that the body was wet, but not because of the sprinklers.
What do you mean? By denying the sprinkler, are you trying
Toko,
to deny my...
shut up.
Man, you're totally wacko.
Yeah, man, I feel
You
you.
really think it wasn't the sprinkler?
You better
guys are
tell us
lying.
why. All right, let's see. Do I have a? Yeah, okay. I've got the explosion, something like that. Oh, we're not gonna do a rhythm game, are we? F.
I admit nothing. I hate you. No. I don't know anything. Hold on. Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I hate you. No. I don't know anything. Hold on. Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I hate you. No.
Jesus, this is getting fast.
How can you say it wasn't the...
This should prove it.
There were no other bullets I checked.
Just remember what the body was like after the explosion, and you'll see why it wasn't the sprinklers.
Uh-huh. You may have forgotten because you got blown up.
Was wet, yes, but the bottom half was completely dry. If the sprinklers got the body wet, shouldn't the whole body have been wet?
Uh-huh.
So they only got the top wet? The bottom was completely dry? What a brutal maniac!
I have no idea what that has to do with
I'm
anything.
so sick of her.
Let's just move on. The reason only the top half was wet was because
I yeeted a bucket of water.
while the body was still on fire, I doused it with water. But only the part on fire, the top half.
Uh-huh.
Oh, then I guess the sprinklers really didn't do it.
They did not.
So if the sprinklers didn't get the body wet, Then the murder must have taken place
After
sometime
7:30.
after the sprinklers turned on at 7:30 in the morning.
Which means she must have been killed sometime between then and when the body was discovered at 9.
But Makoto's alibi was only missing from 10 o'clock last night to 7:30 this morning, right?
There is a tarp that is wet on one side that might have something to do with something.
So there's no way Mukuro could have done it. I guess you had an alibi after all. Good for you.
Good for me. I look happy and healthy.
In which case, the only one left without an alibi is Kyoko.
Bum bum bum. Kyoko's the one with that alibi, which would mean that Mukuro's killer is... No, I refuse to believe it. Kyoko murdered someone,
I'd just
that's...
like to say one thing.
Oh, she's gonna say something.
If
Go
you
ahead.
vote for me and I die here, the mystery of this school will stay hidden forever. Which is why I can't let that happen.
Okay.
So are you saying you're not the culprit?
Of course I'm not. I have no reason to kill anyone. This is a trap the mastermind has laid for us.
Okay.
Trap?
We're this far into the game and now you decide to blame me?
Interesting.
Stop wasting time! Stop wasting energy! You really think your little trick is gonna work?
Shut up, you.
You got it, boss! Shutting up now!
Dude, everyone listens to Boss Man Tamagotchi.
Anyway, Kyoko, you actually did have a reason to kill her.
I mean, like, the getting out stuff.
She did?
Everyone has a reason to kill everyone, I
She
just would like to
thought
say.
Mukuro was the ultimate despair. In other words, the mastermind behind everything. So she killed her to try and put a stop to all this. Isn't that right, Kyoko?
I got a feeling it's not.
But you made one catastrophic mistake. Mukuro wasn't the mastermind at all. And as a result, we were forced into another trial. Something I'm sure you weren't at all expecting.
So, that was her motive?
If she had a motive and no alibi, well then, I think it's pretty clear Kyoko's gotta be the culprit.
Yeah, let's just hang her, dude. That was quick. We're done. No.
I'm not the only one without an alibi. Makoto's explanation is still insufficient.
Thanks, Kyoko.
The sprinklers didn't get the body wet, but that doesn't mean the murder happened when he said it did.
Okay.
What are you...
Because you see, there is a way the body could have
The tarp.
avoided getting wet.
Interesting. I'm listening.
All it would take is covering the body with a certain something to keep it from getting wet.
Why would I put forward this evidence?
I got it! You're talking about the tarp, aren't you?
You catch on quick. You're right. All you'd have to do is cover the body with the tarp, and that'd take care of the water.
That is just true.
In fact, that's exactly what the killer did. The dirt pattern on the tarp can attest to that. Only one side of the tarp got dirty, because that's the side that got covered in water. The side that faced down over the body, meanwhile, kept perfectly clean.
Shouldn't there be blood on it?
This proves that the killer used the tarp to keep the body from getting soaked.
Okay.
But why would they go to all that effort just to keep the body from getting wet?
Most likely so they could cloud the issue of when the murder actually took place.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, to create an excuse exactly like the one Makoto just gave us.
You're really trying to throw me under the bus, huh? The tarp was used the way Hyoga said. The tarp must have touched the body, right? Yeah, I was just saying it should have had blood.
Wait,
Something.
something's not right.
This is where they put duct tape on the tarp.
And what might
This is
that be?
wild. Can't worry about Kyoko's motivations if I don't do something. Everyone's gonna think I'm the killer. I have to refute what she said. Let's do it, and hopefully not a rhythm game. Perfect, that's fine. Fragments near dead body, exploded body analysis, body before explosion.
By covering the body with the tarp, the killer prevented it from getting wet.
So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one side is because the sprinkler got that side wet.
But the underside of the tarp, it was totally spotless, right?
It's because that side was protected from the water.
Okay.
Since it was facing down toward the body, of course it didn't get dirty.
Pressed Y too late on that one.
By covering the body, the killer prevents.
So the reason that is because the spring, but the underside, it
Do,
was
do,
totally
do,
because
do,
that
do,
side,
do,
Since
do.
it was facing down toward the body, of course it didn't get dirty.
F.
By covering the body, the killer prevents.
So the reason that is because the spring, but the underside, it was totally because that side, since it was facing.
Of course it didn't get dirty.
I was afraid I missed. So I was like, oh no. We're good, we're good. Break.
Actually, one side being clean is pretty strange if you think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Because the blood wasn't dry before the body got blown up, right?
Uh-huh.
Byakuya said it himself. Not to touch it, or you might get some on you.
Mm-hmm.
If
Very
you
true,
put a
very
tarp
true.
on a body in that state, it absolutely would have gotten blood on it.
You're not wrong there, except the duct tape we found.
Well, maybe the culprit washed it, so nobody would know they'd used it.
If they had, they would have washed both sides. Just washing the one side wouldn't hide anything.
Very fair point.
Oh, yeah, true.
More than that, what if the very blood we saw on the body was meant as a kind of camouflage?
Huh? Blood was
What if,
camouflage?
After the killer used the tarp to avoid the sprinklers,
Kill the chicken!
they then covered the body in blood that didn't belong to the victim.
You mean someone else's blood? Where would they get something?
There's also
like
blood in
that?
the nurse's office.
I know. They could have grabbed some of the blood packs from the nurse's office. That's what Hifumi did, right? When he pretended to be dead?
No, that's not what happened this time.
Yeah.
The killer got the blood from right there in the garden.
Chicken. Chicken.
I got it! Could it have been chicken blood?
Mm-hmm.
Chicken blood?
Where's the and they
When I
just
checked the chicken
right
coop
into the
before
Monokuma
murder,
flower.
there were 5 chickens. But after the murder, there were only 4.
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying someone killed a chicken and then covered the body with its blood? Man, that's messed up.
Killing a living thing just to do something like that is awful. They should have at least eaten it.
Someone did.
I wonder if the killer had to get the blood from the scene so they wouldn't be spotted walking around.
Okay.
Anyway, there's no denying that a chicken went missing, which provides a basis for my theory.
Okay.
Perhaps, but even so, there's one thing that still
Where's the
doesn't make
chicken?
sense. You said the culprit used the tarp to avoid the water.
Never mind.
and
No one
then
cares about where the
covered
chicken
body
is.
in
Gonna
blood,
shift in
right?
my chair real quick. Yo. Yo. We're good.
But if that's the case, then the blood should have soaked into the ground around the body.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not what we saw. Only the victim's clothing had blood on it.
Mm-hmm.
The ground was completely clean.
Okay.
I have to agree, that certainly is strange. Maybe they didn't apply the blood at the scene. Maybe they covered the coat in blood beforehand.
They covered it beforehand?
And okay.
When you discovered the body, was it wearing the coat like you normally would?
I think so.
Yeah, I think, right?
Wait.
Oh
The
no.
head was through the neck hole, but the arms weren't in the sleeves.
The whole thing's on backward. I didn't even notice
Then
that.
that settles it.
Sorry, I'm having a tough time keeping up. What settles what?
Here's what happened. The murder took place before the sprinklers went off.
Okay.
But the body didn't get wet because the killer covered it with the tarp.
Okay.
Then, later, at the same time the killer was gathering up the tarp,
Okay.
they pulled the coat over the body, the coat they'd already covered in blood.
Mm-hmm.
This series of cover-ups was meant to disguise the actual time the murder occurred.
Okay.
They wanted us to think the murder happened sometime after the sprinklers had gone off, at 7:30.
Okay.
If that's actually what took place, it certainly becomes possible that the murder happened earlier.
Okay.
But to pull all that off, wouldn't they have had to go back to the garden after the sprinklers turned off?
That actually wouldn't have been all that difficult.
Huh?
They already had the coat ready, so they just had to grab the tarp and pull the coat over the body.
Okay.
They'd be done in no time.
Maybe. But still.
Hina, after you met up with Makoto in the dining hall, Did you two stay together from that point on?
Yes?
Oh no. I headed off to the gym, and Makoto didn't show up till later.
All
Then
right.
he had plenty of time to spare, wouldn't you say?
I'm sorry. I don't think I killed this person personally.
That's not.
Don't bother saying it's not possible.
Okay.
I must admit, Kyoko's reasoning is sound. Makoto's alibi is inadequate.
All right. I don't know what's going on. What are you doing, Kyoko? Disguise dead bodies and add to the truth.
Well then,
Okay.
it looks like we're back to square one.
All right.
Makoto's alibi is no good, so once again, our suspects are him and Kyoko.
Okay.
For serious, man? Which one of them did it? Hey, why don't we let luck decide? Let's flip a coin. 50-50 odds.
Let's do it.
See? Pretty good idea, right?
No, not that. I just remembered something super serious.
Well,
Yeah?
don't just stand there. Out with it.
You know that knife we found all black and burnt?
It was mine, right? We gave it to
The
me.
one we found stuck in the body before it exploded, right?
Mm-hmm.
According to the Monokuma file, the knife went all the way through, from front to back.
Mm-hmm.
So, what about it?
I'm pretty sure I'd seen that knife somewhere before.
Can't believe this hasn't come up yet.
That's what I thought when I first saw it. I just remembered.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we just all agreed to give it to me.
It's the knife we gave to Makoto?
You don't
Mhm.
seem surprised. You must have noticed earlier.
Yeah.
Then why did you hide that fact?
Didn't
It's
hide
not
it.
that I hid it. It's just.
Couldn't be sure what actually happened last night. I thought maybe I really did kill her.
Suspicious. Very suspicious indeed.
He's got a
The
point.
knife we found stuck in the body came from Makoto. Now I'm totally convinced he did.
Now I'm nervous that Kyoko
12,000%
did do it and
convinced.
was just trying to frame me. Which would suck. I like Kyoko. She's a character I enjoy having around. Alright, let's prove I didn't kill anyone. Make my argument. Exploded body. Fragments near dead body. Disguised dead body. Exploded body analysis.
The knife we found lodged in the dead body.
Okay.
It's the same one we gave to Makoto.
Alright.
It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
Okay.
If he did have that knife before,
Okay.
then that seals it. Makoto did it.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I had the knife once, that automatically makes me the killer?
Mm-hmm.
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her, right? So there's no question. You took that knife of yours and killed her with it.
What a horrible man you are, Makoto.
So it was the head wound. Okay.
The knife we found
I
lodged in the
I
dead body.
I see the through line here.
It really is, isn't it?
If he did have that, that
Mm.
seals it. Just because I had that automatic?
Well, getting stabbed is what killed.
Blammo.
No, that's wrong.
Wrong. Wrong.
Wait, hold on. The stab wound isn't what killed Mukuro.
Mhm.
That should be clear from the description of the cover-up we just heard.
Mm-hmm.
Lies. We never talked about what killed her.
Mm-hmm.
No, don't you remember? The killer covered the dead body with the tarp and then put the bloody coat on it, right?
Correct.
In other words, the victim never wore that blood-stained coat until after they were dead.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, fine. So what?
So, when we discovered the body,
Mm-hmm.
the knife had been thrust through the coat along with the body.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning, if she wasn't stabbed until the coat was put on, and she was already dead at that point, obviously the stab wound isn't what killed her.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you stabbed her twice. Once to kill her and once to cover it up.
Possible. It's just like the Monokuma file, I'm pretty sure.
I got it!
Yeah, Monokuma file. All right.
The Monokuma file clearly states that there was only one stab wound.
Oh yeah, it sure did. I totally forgot about that.
Then the knife.
Was just another piece of camouflage set up by the true killer. They probably stabbed her to draw attention away from what actually killed her.
Which was a head wound.
Exploding the body afterward was probably meant to do the same thing. The explosion severely damaged the body, making it impossible to know what really killed her. It was all the killer's attempt to destroy all evidence of their crime.
Okay.
So they wanted us to notice the stab wound and then detonated the body afterward. They meant for us to latch onto the knife as the cause of death, then destroy any evidence proving otherwise.
Oh, hey, I have a question. It kind of goes back to the beginning, but
Sure.
what's the deal with that explosion anyway? Why'd the body just blow up all of a sudden like that?
Because there was a bomb in it,
If you
Hina.
bothered to put that lump of gray matter between your ears to use, you'd know the answer.
Well, if you're so smart, just tell me.
Yeah.
I'll tell you. I bet some unknown quantum particle caused an atomic level spontaneous combustion.
Oh.
I might be dumb, but even I'm not dumb enough to believe that.
That'd be wild if you stabbed someone, you just accidentally split an atom
Go
and they
ahead,
exploded.
Mukuro. Tell her or we won't make any headway on this.
Got it. The bomb. The bomb. The bomb.
I got it! After the explosion, we found a tiny fragment of something on the ground near the body, right?
Yeah?
That fragment reveals the cause of the explosion.
Uh-huh.
You know,
That's only
Yeah,
natural
it's the bomb.
because, of course, we saw the same thing when we dismantled Monokuma.
Monokuma's bigger than I thought.
It's part of a bomb.
Yeah, see?
oh, then the explosion was because of the Monokuma bomb.
Yep.
Anyway, the culprit's motive is becoming more and more obvious by the minute.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted the knife wound to look like the fatal injury so that we'd suspect Mukuro.
Mm-hmm.
And the only one who would benefit from that
It's Kyoko.
is the only other possible suspect. You, Kyoko.
Hold on a second, Byakuya.
What's the problem?
Damn, I'm still defending
Well, I
everybody.
just feel like we need to think this through. We still don't know what actually killed the victim.
Uh-huh.
True. It's definitely bugging me. What really killed her?
A bonk to the head.
I have no problem with that. Let us continue the debate. It won't change the facts of the case regardless.
Mm-hmm. Ultimately killed him. I just need to concentrate. Make my argument. Monokuma file.
Then, shall we continue the debate?
Mm-hmm.
The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
Okay.
The explosion didn't kill her for sure,
That we know.
I guess.
Well, yeah. She was already totally dead when that happened.
And
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't because of the knife, right?
Okay, that's also not important
There's
information.
only one other thing.
Oh yeah. According to the Monokuma file,
Mm-hmm.
that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
F.
Shoot!
I have so many lives. Yeah, I assumed it was a
Then,
contradiction
shall we
one.
continue the debate?
The victim's fatal.
The explosion didn't kill her for sure.
Well, yeah.
And it wasn't then.
Oh, yeah. That's gotta be it.
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body.
Okay. So I'm
Then,
gonna
shall we
take
continue the victim's fatal injury
this
has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her.
and then shoot it at.
And it wasn't then.
Oh, yeah.
It's either this or the other way around.
According to the that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on
F.
the back of her head.
Other way around. Other way around. Other way around. Let's do it.
Then shall we continue? The victim's fatal in.
The explosion didn't kill.
Well, yeah.
And it wasn't then.
Oh, yeah.
That's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she
Give
was
me
hit on
that.
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds
All
across
right,
her
all right.
entire body.
Then, shall we continue the victim's fatal injury has...
Let's go. I'm so smart. Smart man. Big brain. Okay.
Mukuro died because of the blow to the back of the head she suffered.
What about the wounds all over the rest of her body? They didn't have anything to do with it?
The Monokuma file makes it clear that those weren't fresh wounds.
Oh yeah, good point. If they were old, I guess they don't really matter.
Okay, then we're safe in assuming the blow to the back of her head is what killed her.
Correct.
But then, what was the murder weapon?
No idea.
The Monokuma file says she was hit with a blunt object, about as thick as
A shovel?
metal pipe.
Maybe?
Oh, I bet it was the pickaxe.
That would have been sharp.
How is that even possible? If you hit someone with that, it'd cave their skull in completely.
Well, maybe they held it the other way and hit her with the handle.
No way! The balance would be all off. You wouldn't be able to swing it with any kind of power. I wouldn't mind testing it on you if you want.
No thanks. I bet you just hit me with the metal end and call it an accident.
I'd love to scoop out that nasty brain.
Okay, you guys are being weird. Stop being weird.
I feel the same way. Looks like we're on the same page this time.
Seriously?
We want to figure out what killed her, right? It just so happens we already know.
Ooh, we do?
We already know? I knew we could count on you, Master.
What you got,
what was it?
Bakugan?
Go ahead and tell them, Mikoto. Surely you've deduced the real murder weapon?
F, I guess I've deduced the real murder weapon. Titanium arrows?
I got it!
No way. Let's do it.
Mukuro was hit in the back of the head with something, and that's what killed her.
Was it like a bunch of them?
And that something was the titanium arrow we found in the locker in the dojo.
Arrow. That's what the culprit attacked Mukuro with?
The blunt side of an arrow.
There's no doubt about it.
No doubt about it.
Sure. That sounds kind of.
It definitely does sound kind of weird.
How dare you backtalk, Master?
Shut up,
I'm
Coco.
not talking anything. I'm just saying what I think.
Yeah, this is an important time to speak up. One more secret. Make my argument. Bloody duct tape, wood block, titanium arrows.
The titanium arrow.
It
was in the dojo locker, right?
Correct.
I have no doubt that was the murder weapon.
Okay.
Sure?
You don't sound convinced. What's the problem?
Well, because in the Monokuma file, it said the weapon must have been about as thick as a metal pipe, right? It
Taped
seems like an
together.
arrow would just be too thin.
Talking back to Master. You have
They were too thin. They were taped together.
The titanium, it was in the dojo. I have no doubt.
Are you sure?
You don't sound
Well, it said the weapon must have been. It seems like an arrow would just be too thin.
Let's go. So smart. Still seems like a really ineffective weapon, but you do you.
You're right. Just the one arrow would have been too weak. That's why the killer used another weapon.
Tape.
Another weapon?
Inside the dojo locker, we also found a balled-up wad of duct tape. The killer probably uses duct tape to bind multiple arrows together. Bundling them together using the duct tape would easily create a single weapon as thick as a pipe. And that's exactly what the killer did.
Bada boom.
It's similar to Aesop's fable about the bundle of sticks.
Classic
One stick is
Aesop
weak,
fable.
But put them together, and they become strong. It's meant to teach cooperation.
Classic.
Man, that's harsh.
How is it harsh? Are you even listening?
Anyway, that explains the murder weapon.
Let's
As
go.
For who the culprit is that stashed the weapon in the dojo locker, it was you, Kyoko.
Kyoko?
Never been to the dojo.
She's never been to the dojo? Well, case closed, guys. She's never been to the dojo. That's where we're gonna end it today. I know I was looking for a little bit of a better, like, in the middle area, but they just keep going. It's a trial. So we're gonna stop here. Don't you worry, people at home. I know you're like, oh my god, I can't believe you left me with a cliffhanger ending. I see the comments. I saw them, Rin, and I didn't like it last class trial. But it's how I keep you coming back. Tomorrow, you will see the rest of this class trial. Don't you worry. So like, comment, let me know what you think's going on. Subscribe if you haven't. And the rest of this class trial, probably, unless it's super long, should be tomorrow. Peace.